We are recording.
Okay, let me pull up this note. Sorry, should have had it ready. Where did I put it? Wow. There we go. Okay, guys, so welcome to Team Call Tuesday. Oh, happy 22nd of the month already. We have a week and a half left of the month to really make some shenanigans happen, which is totally doable. With that being said, I have my notes. I want to go over a few things that came out at leadership and give a few shout outs and a few things, and then we can totally talk about finishing the last 70 days of the month, of not only the year but the decade. That about made me fall over the other day. So first off, you guys are doing amazing. When I'm looking through the downline and what's going on, we've had some people really step up and show up, which is super amazing. Marion, I don't know if she's on, but she signed quite a few coaches. Like, she's like 2 from Diamond. She hit the ground running. Super proud of her. There's lots going on, levels deep in my downline, that I have to just give massive shout outs to. Robin is killing it. She's actually under Peyton. She plans to go Diamond. She would have done it in like 2 months, not even, by Super Saturday, which will kick Peyton into 1-star qualification, which is super rad. Proud about that. And then out of the back, I know, like, she's been with us forever, but she's finally found her groove, and that's Jessica Lewis. She signed a coach the other day, and I have to give her a shout out because she's a slow starter but a fast finisher. She wants Diamond so bad that it just makes me so excited. And you guys, you're all working. I see it in volume. I see what you're doing on your stories. Every single one of you. Like, there isn't a person on here that isn't showing up. And being in the business this long, I'm sure Mindy and Melissa can both attest to this, that it's so rad when you're not the only person doing this. And all of a sudden it's like, boom, it's spreading. And, you know, Leah's been with us a while. Andrea was with us and came back. So they know as well that when people come out of the gate and start doing, and Nicole, okay, so Nicole has 6 coaches. She's close to Diamond. Maria's held every single qualification. We fell 1 week, but you guys, we're just so strong. Like, it goes to show that when we are consistent and we show up, shit happens. I'm sorry if there's kids around, but I am so just ecstatic with your work ethic, and know that, yes, I mean, I don't even tell myself anymore that the fourth quarter is hard, because it kind of is like whatever's on the forefront of your mind happens, right? But typically it's a harder month or quarter with the holidays. But if we continue the way we just hit frickin' September and our numbers and leaderboards for October, we may have some ebbs and flows in November and December, but January is going to be so freaking strong. I have no doubt that many of you are going to come in as Star Diamonds. I have no doubt that we're going to have an extra 5 or 6 people at leadership with us next year. So I just have to tell you guys, I see what you're doing. I am a lady of very few words. I understand that that's hard for me, that I don't always put it out there, but I want to let you guys know I see you, boo. You're all working, and I love it. So I'm going to recap some of the amazing things I took away from leadership on a business level, because the thing about leadership is there's so much rad stuff that happens. Like Sandy even said on the wake up call, like in between all the things that they have scheduled. But aside from that, like the team building and the keynote speakers and all those things are so amazing that's why we totally preach live events. So we'll talk Super Friday at the end of this call as well. But as far as the business goes, what came out of leadership is mind-boggling. So the new BOD groups, I don't know, we were live for this portion for Carl's announcements. This is going to be a game changer because we're pretty much going to get rid of like Streak and MailChimp because everything's going to be able to be ran through the tracker. And I see the logic behind this because I've really stepped away from Facebook and Facebook groups, and being able to use the tracker to even talk to my clientele and my prospects. So what I did a while ago, and I'm just going to touch on this because this is a whole nother call, and I'm planning on rolling this out in January, but just so you guys know what I've been working on, and it goes hand in hand with BOD groups, so it'll just be a quick little tweak, is when you run challenge groups or free groups through the tracker, you don't have to sign up for like the 2-week on demand period, right? We want to save that for people for when they're ready to enter a credit card. A lot of times they're like, I'm not putting my credit card in, and it freaks them out. So with the tracker, if you go in and you give them the sample workouts, which we have 7 now, which is so amazing, and as programs come out, they're only going to get more, they go in your funnel and they go in your back office. So I was showing Melissa, like, I added a whole bunch of people to my tracker app and I had 30 new customers. Yes, they didn't purchase yet, but what's rad about that is that any time in the future, if they purchase Shakeology or Beachbody On Demand, they're automatically given to me instead of to the lead program. That is going to be huge. So that's exactly what Carl's working on with BOD Group. And they are going to be so rad because you're going to be able to do all sorts of additional features like live videos within the challenge group. You're going to be able to send emails and order links and share carts right from the tracker. So as we move people into these free groups, you're then going to be able to be like, boom, here's a share cart link for Energize. Oh, you're tired? You know, or you liked my post about it. Boom, here's a share cart. It's going to simplify so much more within our products and our groups and our results ultimately. Okay, so, and it'll be another great way to share your groups because it's going to link with like your Google account. So if all your friends and family are in your Gmail, you can sync your Gmail now to the challenge tracker and send invites from the challenge straight from the challenge tracker. They click accept and they're entered into your challenge group. You guys, that's like life changing. At least it was for me. So I freaked out about that. The other thing is because 6 Weeks of the Work is such an advanced program and it is phenomenal, but it's not for everybody. And Beachbody's already always catered to our programs, and everything we do are for the masses. It's for everybody. Like, we don't discriminate, which is amazing. But if you can't do a push-up and you can't do a pull-up, you might struggle with that program. So they've brought Amoya back, and he is doing 4 weeks of the prep, which is absolutely amazing. So this is going to be free to anybody that gets 6 weeks of the work, and it will roll out to where they get a 10-week program now because they're going to have 4 weeks of prep and 6 weeks of work. And this prolongs so much. You guys have to think about like the longer length programs. Now, I'm a Body Beast girl, so that's a 90 freaking day program. Like, everyone freaked out about Morning Meltdown 100. It's so long. I'm like, Body Beast was 90. Like, it's only 10 more days. It's only a week. But think about that's 3 months worth of Shakeology. That's 3 months worth of Energize. That's 3 months worth, right? Okay, of all the stuff, the Power Greens, the bars, everything that we sell our people, recover, hydrate, recharge. We're no longer just getting them on a 30-day program within 21-day fix, right? Because they do it and they're like, I got results, great, and they quit. Now, by doing the 10-week programs, 100-day programs, things like that, you're really, really hooking your client and making them fall in love with not just the programs, because that's easy to fall in love with 21-day fix. And it's easy. I just don't feel like 21 days, they really get a feel for that product. They really need 30 days, 6 weeks, 10 weeks, 90 days, things like that. So think of how amazing that will be that they're going to get both of those programs in a package deal starting January 6th. And that will just add it's not going to be any more expensive. 6 weeks of the work is going to stay the same price. They're just going to get 4 weeks of prep. And that's awesome. So another amazing thing, which we knew was coming from Summit, was Bar Blend. And Mindy and Melissa both got to try it. I I needed to stay on track with 6 weeks of the work, so I didn't actually do it, but I did sit through and watch the whole program. And I wish I could video their faces. You guys, this is a core and butt workout that is going to blow your mind, okay? And so much is going to come with this program on the motivational side that even I'm like, I might have to buy it just for the daily cards that she's giving you that are like daily motivational. It's a total Tony Robbins. Like I keep them on my desk every day. I pull a new card. I don't know if you can even see it. Well, you're going to get them with the new program. And I'm all about that because it's like those positive affirmations and everything you need to keep in the right headspace as you're doing this. So the notes I have on Barre Blend launching. Okay, it's going to launch December 3rd for coaches, December 16th for challengers and early access, which is super cool because we are going to get it, whatever that is, 16 days prior than even, the public can purchase it as early access, which doesn't normally happen with our program. So this is going to be like your trial period to really go all in that. I know it's not long, maybe 2 weeks, but you'll be able to discuss it extensively before you have to like talk about it. Okay. So a whole off topic thing is something that came up in roundtable discussions and breakout sessions, that they're getting rid of test group programs with coaches because kind of what they felt was just that it drew us away from our business, trying to push, which I thought that was opposite. I thought people really pushed to get into challenge groups. And even if they do use coaches in the future, it's not going to be based on like Success Club points. So they're going to launch a lot of our programs how they did 6 weeks of the work, where it shoots out the first round of coaches that do it are what they're going to be using for the promotional materials. So if there's a program that comes out that you're like, that talks to my soul, make sure you get it the day it launches and start it, if it fits with what you're doing marketing wise, and then use those as your test group. Okay. Yes. Just like Diesel Nation did with 6 weeks, they did with Transform 20. Like we treated it. Lift 4. I had an amazing launch with Lift 4 because I told everybody VIP early access was their entry into my test group, and it went really well. So we can get creative with the launches and how we market that, but you're not going to see those transformations like we did when we just launched, Morning Meltdown 100 per se. You had hundreds of transformations to share. It's going to work a little different. So just kind of have your wheels spinning for that, to know that we're going to have to market a little different for the newer programs. So dates on that, coaches will, and VIP challengers will get it the 16th, coaches the 3rd. It'll be added to BOD June 1st. People who buy the challenge, any challenge pack in November, they're going to do it just like they did 6 weeks of the work. They're going to get the $10 off for Barre Blend. So if we need to start selling the just regular old BOD challenge pack, if Barre is going to be something you sell, that's your program you're going to go with, and then you're going to get that $10 off code to add Barre. $10 off code for the Barre program, or $20 off if they do a full completion pack. Okay. So the other amazing thing that's coming out, we knew Joel was there for a reason, is 10 rounds. And this is a pretty rad program in the fact that we can start appealing more to men. I mean, it's also for women as well, but you're going to see more shadow boxing. And there's integrated lifting, which is what I love about these programs, especially with Joel, is like Core de Force was rad, but there was no weights. Like, I love that program. But I don't know what happens in my light there. I love that program, but it just needed a little more oomph in the weight department. So that's what 10 rounds is going to be. It's going to be a lot of your shadow boxing and cardio moves. That's going to work your arms and your core. And then on 4 days a week and then 2 days a week, you're going to have a full lifting regimen. So that is going to be amazing, and another upsell to the male untapped market. Let me see. And it's in a weekly rotation too, so is what I wrote down. So March 9th is going to be the coach exclusive launch, and then customers can purchase on March 23rd. So same thing as how Barre is going to launch, and it's going to be available on Blot October 1st. And we're talking 2020. So lots coming. The monthly fix and To Be Mindset is going to become a monthly membership, which those of us that are master trainers, we're still going to archive that in the nutrition app. So if you have that and you're going to continue to do that, those videos and materials never going to go away. You bought it, but they're just changing how it's going to come at us in the future. Okay. So when I say it's a membership, it's going to be $19.95 a month, and it is commissionable on like how BOD subscription renews. Because it's a subscription, you're going to make commission on that every single month. And it's going to be a lot of the same programs, but it's going to update monthly because nutrition's always changing. Not that our container counts change, but it's going to be kind of more formulated like Fixate, the little app, but more of like meal plans and monthly guides for people that just want I mean, you can pair it with any program as well, but people who really struggle with nutrition, you know, they compared it to like Weight Watchers as like $60 or $75 a month. And they're going to give you everything like that plus more for $19.95. So you're going to get your recipes, you're going to get your container counts, you're going to get all the different food lists as things come up, live Q&A, and a lot of interactive stuff going in with that membership. So those were like the main announcements that I had coming out of leadership with new launches. But I think the main takeaway of leadership for me, and I'm sure Melissa and Mindy, I don't know if they agree with this, but they'll have takeaways other than like, we love the programs, we love all the things that help our business grow and promote what we do, you know, on our end of how we sell and make a commission. But how we grow, you guys, it all ties back to a vision. And I'm going to be honest with you. I think why I was like, I want to do the team call because I never get to just sit and talk about like the vision and how that is. And the reason why I don't is because I'm not even sure I have one. So I really want you guys, and that sounds crazy because I'm like, yeah, I want to be 5-star. I want to hit elite. You know, I want to make the Millions Club, the Legendary Club. I want to do all this, but I mean, I'm already at a place that I was able to come home from my job. I'm home with my kids. So my vision gets a little blurry, let's say, okay? And so I think it's super important that especially going into the fourth quarter, I mean, I've always been involved in sales no matter what type of job I've had in my past. And the fourth quarter is always the biggest because it's how you start the new year. Like all this is like, yes, I get it. But if you don't know what you're pushing for, and not even what you're pushing for, but why you're pushing for it, it gets really easy to get lost in why you're doing it. And you have to cast that vision, and we have to talk about it. And I mean, yes, I'm talking to my personally sponsors as well as the whole team, but you guys also have to do that for your people below you, because when it gets hard, if we don't know why we're doing this, a lot of times it's easy to say, I'm going to take a step back. I need to pull back from coaching, which is not. I mean, Liz Hartkey's speech was exactly about this, and that's not when we pull back, you guys. That's when we lean in. When it gets hard, that's when we weather the storm, right? But if you don't know why we're weathering the storm, like what's the outcome? What's the future vision? And like I said, I mean, yes, I want to be able to go on vacations. I want to live this life of freedom. And it's hard because I don't mean to ring any bells or toot any horns, but guys, I'm pretty much there. Other than the mile markers of recognition, like elite or top 10, I don't even want top 10, but you know what I mean, or legacy club, like other than those accolades next to my name, I casted the vision 5 years ago and I hit it. And now it's like scramble to expand the vision. And I want you guys to know that you can't do that. Like I'm calling it, I did it wrong. You need to cast the vision forever, and keep recreating the vision as you achieve those milestones. So now it's like, I want my girls to go 5-star. I want to show up with 10 people from Tenaciously Fierce at leadership. It's not even about me anymore. It's about me pouring into the girls below me and getting them there or to where I've been. And with that, the vision of legacy will come. The vision of bringing my husband home, which we talk about it all the time. And he's like, I would be so bored. Like, what would I do? I mean, the money, yeah. And then it's like, we're getting to where we could almost replace his income. And he's like, I guess I could work like contract work a few days a week. Like, to hear him say that, like, that was the vision 5 years ago. I want him to be able to pick the kids up from school. In all reality, I want him to know what chaos goes on here when he's at work, thinking like he's working so hard. And I'm like, I'm busting a sweat just getting the kids where they need to be, right? And we talk about it. We're very vocal about it together. And we need to share that with each other, because that's how we hold each other accountable. So even if the vision for you guys right now is just getting to Diamond and helping 2 people go Emerald, or getting to that $500 a week, maybe it's $1,000 a month, like whatever the vision is, I want you to put a little more punch behind why it's $1,000 a week. Is that dance lessons for your daughter, or, you know, karate for your little guy? Because that was like where I was. Like, I want my kids to go to private school. I want them to go to have the best education. Well, when that happened last May, it's like, why do I want them in private school? Like, I want Maddox to be a fighter jet pilot because that's what he wants to be when he grows up. It may change, you know, by the time he really does what he wants to do. But I have to cast the vision of, if that's what he wants and he wants to be in STEM programs to enhance his math skills because he wants to be a pilot, I have to be able to provide that. And how I do that has nothing to do with me anymore. How I do that is help you guys get there, help pour into you and show you the ways to grow so that you can do that and duplicate those processes 6, 7 levels deep. That's how we do this. And that's what I mean with, like, it's not about one person anymore. It never really was. I'll speak for myself. I don't know about Mindy and Melissa, but I just always thought I was in control and that I could do this. And even if it meant, you know, yes, you need 5 diamonds to get there, but I'll help them. I'll get them. You know, we'll do it. We'll do it. And then it was like, what can I do? What am I in control of? And no more. It's like, we have to pour into each other. And I don't just mean in our downlines, across the board. It needs to be this positive, uplifting teamwork where we're all there. We're all in the vision. It's all included, that we rent a house like we did for Diesel Nation in Florida, and we go to Epcot for the day, or whatever you guys want, like that, whatever you guys want to do as a team. And we can do that once we cast the vision, so we all know where to run. And they're going to branch off in different ways for what we each want out of this opportunity. But what we need to do for the year end is set the bar so hairy, scary high that if we fall short, we hit massive goals anyway. And we have so much coming up literally in the next 2 weeks with, if you haven't started the work, get out there and talk about it. That's an amazing program and tool in your arsenal that you can use. And we have Super Friday coming, and our CEO is coming. He wants to see what we are doing locally because he sees our growth potential. If he sees what we can do, we have to see what we can do. We have to throw that so far out there and see us in 5 years with like 500 people at our Super Friday or 700 people at our Super Friday, that we start today. Like, I don't care if the vision is 10 years out, because that's like what it was for Brad and I when we talked about the possibility of, like, could he even ever come home? Like, what about health benefits? What about this? What about, like, there was always those what ifs. And now it's like, if we just double what we're doing now, which isn't that hard. If you look about where we were 5 years ago, we've more than doubled that. So if we can just double that, we can totally, sorry, you gotta mute yourselves. If we just double that, we can be there in less than 5 years. So you have to cast it now. It starts today. Do it right now. Where do you want to be in 5 years? Where do you want to be next year? Where do you want to be at the end of the year? Like 2020 is literally 69 days away, and it's time. Like we've already lost time. We've got to start right now in setting the vision, cast the vision, and we need to go after it and make it happen. And literally right after Super Friday and that weekend, going into November and the roll off of the holidays, guys, don't fall off. Don't take a step back. I understand it's the holidays. I know it gets crazy, but that's when you prepare for the most epic January ever. And think about it. It's 2020. It's like the roaring 20s again. If we can really finish strong at the end of 2019, that starts November 1st. Like it actually started October 1st. But if we do it right now and don't wait for the first, start right now and start talking about year-end goals. Start talking about 3 months left. It's not even a full 3 months. 69 days. Like, let's do this. And your normal momentum will kick up with the, first of the year and the New Year's resolution gig. But if you get ahead of the game, you're not going to be stressed out through the holidays where you're feeling like you need to take a step back. So lean in right now and make it happen. Okay. I don't know how much time we have left or what's going on, but I'm going to check the chat. Does anybody have any questions about anything that's coming out, or like how's Olympics going for everybody? Where are we at? What can we do to help you guys? Success Club, you guys still have a week and a half to do that. That's no problem. You can hit 3 people. You can do that in a day. Like if you really go out there. I was listening to the Diesel Nation live video in there, and how she does 200 invites in the first 10 days of the month. You guys, that's 20 a day, right? So she said 195 said no to her. Okay. Because of, we all have objections. So start battling those objections in your stories. So you save the time of them coming back with, I don't have a supportive spouse. It's a gimmick. It's a pyramid scheme. It's this, it's that. It's, if you address those before they can be said, then when it's time, you're down to talk business. And that's really what I've been sharing with my personally sponsored, because objections are going to get really thick November, December. Okay. Money, Christmas, the holidays, time, all of it. You're going to hear it all. So if you start putting those, sprinkling them in your stories and in your posts now, you won't have such a hard time when they do come about. Okay. Mindy, Melissa, do you guys have anything you want to add? Say.
I was just looking at some of my notes, and it was when Carl was talking about the bod groups that are coming. I know myself that it's so frustrating going into challenge groups because you don't sometimes get a lot of engagement, and then you're back and forth between Facebook, Instagram, on your computer, on Coachline Office, in there. And so this really makes it so much simpler. And I like what Carl said. He said challenge groups are the product, and challenge packs are how you get results. He also talked about simplicity duplicates and complexity intimidates. And I hope that you guys watched the live video from Danielle Natoni from last Monday. She really talked about taking it back to 96. And I've taken a lot of time in the last couple of days upon leaving leadership, really evaluating what I'm doing. And there's a difference between being busy and productive. And I haven't been attracting the right people at all. And that can be very draining. And I realize that I'm doing things that I see other people doing, and it might be something that makes them successful, but it's not. And I just have to take a step back and be like, no, I'm not going to do it. Like I would literally spend forever making trailer videos, stopping your workouts with video, then splicing it and speeding them up and then looking at it. And for me, I just think about all the people that I've helped since I've been using Triller in January. Nobody's been like, hey, I want to join your challenge group because you have badass videos. And if anything, it could possibly send the message to people that when you become a coach, you have to do all the things. So I'm just ending that because it's stressful. It eats up a lot of time. If you're doing Triller videos and you can do them fast and they work for you, fine. But if you're not seeing a lot of growth and you're not attracting the right people, like the whole Triller thing, that ain't even my thing. I think they're kind of cool, but really, honestly, it's really more for me and other coaches to be like, hey, cool video. It doesn't grow your business. I built my business before, like my iPhone didn't actually have video when I started as a coach. I thought about that the other day, and I grew a successful business. So I just wanted to share that with you, that you even seen in the Coach Online office now, we have a brand new training for new coaches that are 5 short videos. We are literally going back to simple because everybody gets overwhelmed and analysis paralysis sets in. It's happened to myself. They even suggested things like unfollowing coaches, which I do. I don't follow coaches. There's only a couple coaches that I sometimes accidentally watch their stories as it's going, but I'm really just focused on myself. And that is a really good way to, because you might think doing those things are building your business, but they're really not. So anyways, those are my 2 cents. Oh, and I'm arranging for Liz Hartke, who Katrina mentioned, who had this killer presentation at the very end about vision, which literally just created this like defining moment for me. And she is going to speak next week. We're trying to figure out time because she's East Coast, but you won't want to miss that, whether it's live or recorded.
Sorry, Mindy, I suck at chat. That was supposed to be for everyone. End of December on the subscription. Yes, Liz Hartke was she spoke at that thing I went to in January, and I just love her. She's one of Christina Delgado's Success Club partners, and she knows how to cast and paint the vision for her team. So that's what I mean when I came in here into this, like into leadership. I was like, I don't really know what the vision is anymore. Like, yeah, I want to continue to make money. I want to continue to grow. I would love to have a team. I'd love to have people here, but it wasn't clear, you know. It now is defined, leaving there, and what I want, and the exact freedoms that I am craving. And that is because of Liz's presentation. So I would be thrilled, even if she gave the same exact presentation. Her slides were amazing, everything. I would love to see her and even more of her. Yeah. So what, we have a couple more minutes. You guys, I would love to hear any questions you have or struggles, because sometimes when you just talk them out, like I was telling Mindy at leadership, sometimes even when I'm like posting, I just need to read it out loud sometimes to somebody else. And I think a lot of times when we're struggling with something, we like invert or concave or whatever it's called, and we don't like, let's talk about it, because someone else is having the same struggle. And 10 to 1 of our veteran coaches even may have dealt with it and found a solution. But if Melissa says it all the time, closed mouths don't get fed. So if you're struggling with something, let's chat about it. Put it in a group thread, put it in the team page, whatever you need, ask it now. But other than that, I'm so excited for Super Friday. We have some amazing things rolling out for all of you that are investing in your business and coming. And those of you that are staying and hanging out for the retreat, that just makes me that much more happy and proud of you that, you know, you're willing to be there and make things happen, because it's going to be another one of those live events that change your business. I have to put that out there. So if you haven't got your ticket and you're not anywhere you're going, doesn't have to be Super Saturday Sacramento, wherever you are, get to a Super Saturday, Super Friday, Super Weekend, whatever we're doing. But you have a week and a half left to make some magic happen. And I know you all are perfectly capable. I went through and looked at the leaderboards, and you got so many of you are one person away. Don't let that slip, you guys. You know, and if you keep the momentum now going into November, you will sustain through November and December. But don't quit now. Like, it's not over till it's over. You've got to keep the momentum going in this business. Mel, you got anything?
No, you did an amazing job. I appreciate you hosting the call.
Yeah. Anybody else? Anything you're struggling with? Any questions you have? No? Everyone's staring. All right, then I will let you get back to your families. I'm so excited for this year. Oh, Mindy's going to take a picture?
Everybody smile. Ready? 1, 2, 3. All done.
Yes, so yeah, let's go out there and kill it. I really feel like we have the potential. When I look at our team, you guys, we are so strong, and we have the potential to 10-star, 15-star. I look at who's physically in the downlines, and it's amazing to me. We just have to unlock that potential, and the way we do that is we cast the vision. So think long and hard what you want out of this business and what you want for your life, and do it in increments. You know, what do you want for the end of this year? What do you want for the end of 2020? What do you want for your 5-year plan? Where do you want to be next year at Summit? And start filtering that in and writing it down so you know and you pave your path of how to get there. All right. Have an amazing evening, you all. I love you, and we will chat soon.